history. Good morning, guys. On our last online class, we have read up to about the elements of environment, that is biotic element, abiotic element. We have read about the equatorial region, tundra region, arid or semi regions. So today we are going to read about the environmental problems. The way of life of the people depends on the environmental conditions that surround them. The way of life of the people depends on the environmental conditions that surround them. In other words, it can be said that environment has the sole control over man's life. This is also known as environmental determinism. At present, the entire global environment has been facing certain problems, so also its habitants. Now it has gone to such an extent that almost all the living organisms are facing some threat to life. You know the problems, what are the problems you are seeing in your daily life. It is seen not only in the urban areas but in the rural areas too. Not only in the urban areas, not only in the cities areas, but in the village areas too. It has really been a difficult task to find out a national solutions to such a problem. Now for all of us, the need of the hour is to understand the environment properly, to become more eco-friendly and to safeguard the environment with better justice. So causes for the ongoing environmental problems. So what are the causes of the ongoing environmental problems? Since the early history of mankind, peoples no doubt used to stay with some kind of natural disasters like earthquake, volcano, flood, cyclone, tsunamis, etc. These problems are purely natural. These problems are purely natural. Perhaps you know about the earthquake, volcano, flood, cyclone, tsunamis. These problems are purely natural, and these problems are purely natural. This volcano is natural, earthquake is natural, flood is natural, cyclone is natural, tsunami is natural. These are not man-made, that means. The nature of the environmental problem is quite different. At present, the problems are mostly man-made. Some of the main problems that we are facing now are rapid population growth, especially in the third world countries. Indiscriminate extraction of resource, extensive application of technology in production sector, rapid growth of vehicles on road, expansion of towns and cities, etc. So what are the problems? These are the problems. You see, indiscriminate extraction of resources, extensive application of technology in production sector, rapid growth of vehicles on road, expansion of towns and cities, etc. You see nowadays in towns and cities, before 5 years how it was in your local area was, and nowadays how it is. Lots of vehicles, you cannot cross the road also. If we look into the history, we will see that the environmental problems have been expanding with the beginning of the Industrial Revolution in Europe during the 18th century. The environmental equilibrium has been at stake to meet the ever-increasing demand of the exploding population. Resource has been badly utilized, its extraction becomes irrational and rapid. That means the resources are using very badly, uselessly. The global population has increased from 1000 million to 6000 million during the last 200 years from 1800 to 2000 AD. Now this number stands at about 7,000 million. Obviously, the thrust of such a population pressure falls on the environment. So the problem is falling on the environment, definitely. Rapid urbanization is another important factor for environment setback. Rapid urbanization is another important factor for environment setback. The percentage of urban population to the population of the world in 1800 AD was just today. It is about 50% increase just two. Today it's about 50% increase in the number of towns and the cities, and also the urban population leads to different environmental problems because the urban people use more resources as compared to the rural people. Means, but the people of city use more resource than to the people of village. Means. Concentration of population in the urban centers leads to high density of population, and this factor plays an important role bringing about different environmental problems in those areas. The unprecedented development in the industrial sector, mostly in the most industrial revolution period, has accelerated the use of different resources, and thereby pollutants are also being increased manifold. The industrial production has been found to increase for about 100 times in the last century. It is the same problem with the use of water resource also. The annual consumption of water resource globally has been increased from 100 cubic kilometer to 3,600 cubic kilometer in the last 2 centuries, that is from 1800 to 2000 AD. All these factors throw a strong impact on the natural environment, leading to some catastrophe. Some such major environmental problems have been outlined in the next few pages. So these are the all causes of the problems of environment we are studying about. Now, some of the major environmental problems have been outlined in the next few pages. So let's see what are those. So number one is deforestation. This is one of the very major environmental problems in this world causing nowadays at present. Deforestation. So what is deforestation? You know very nicely. Cutting off the trees, jungles. Deforestation can be said to be one of the most significant environmental problems that our planet has ever faced. That means it is this problem is causing very rapidly, very fast in this world. Destruction of forest is known as deforestation. Destruction of forest is known as deforestation. In short, you keep in mind this thing, this sentence. Destruction of forest is deforestation. Deforestation is the cause of many problems and the result of many developmental processes. Now, much has been said about global warming. We know it is caused due to increase in the quantity of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. The industrial development and the rapid upliftment in the standard of living of the people can be said to be one of the major causes of deforestation, and this leads to the loss of green cover over the earth's surface and thereby causing global warming. In other words, we gain wealth by losing the forest resources, and we are destroying the ecological balance in the environment. Though we may get wealth by losing the forest resources, but what happens? It destroys the ecological balance in the environment. Suppose we are staying here, and if we go to some forest areas, there you will get different environment, and here we will get different environment. You go to Arunachal, there is a different environment. You go to Guwahati, there is a different environment. So these are the causes. It is known that the vegetation cover of an area in the basis of maintaining the ecological balance of that area. If it is lost, the balance is disturbed. If it is lost, the balance is disturbed. So to maintain the ecological balance, 33% vegetation cover is must. So to maintain the ecological balance, 33% vegetation cover is a must. That means we need forest. 33% of forest we need to keep the ecological balance, to maintain the ecological balance. It should be further higher, at least 60% in case of the hilly, the mountainous regions. Otherwise, these areas would be more prone to the natural calamities like land erosion, landslide, and dearth of water. So why the landslides occur? You are able to understand now. Because of this what? Not having ecological balance. Because of the low vegetations. If we look into the early history of man's civilization, there were dense vegetation cover on the earth, but with the gradual development of science and technology, the mortality rate of the population has been declined, thereby causing high birth rate of the people has been declined, causing high birth rate, more specifically in the developing countries. Development in the industrial sector, transport and communication sector has been accelerated. People are in more need of forest resources for development of railways, paper pulp industries, chemical industries, etc. High population growth also leads to high population density. People need more space to live in. This is another important factor for deforestation. So with the ongoing processes of the forest cover destruction, now we get only about 15% forest on the earth's surface. So the ongoing process of the forest destruction, now we have how many percent of forest on this earth? Only 15%. It is very dangerous to hear. We have to be savage. We have to be keep the balance, ecological balance anyhow, because this world will become desert otherwise if we do not save. It is not that the deforestation is found only in the areas of high population density and developed industrialization. It has also been found in the marginal semi-arid areas, hill slopes, in the areas of low population density of the equatorial forest. Even the islands in the ocean are also affected. Even the islands in the ocean are also affected. The Easter Island, at a distance of about 3,500 km off the coast of Chile, is a good example of such activities. The act of deforestation leads to desertification, more landslides in the hills of mountains, and contraction of equatorial evergreen vegetation's cover. It is alarming that this evergreen vegetation's cover is reduced to almost 50% during last 100 years. So you see, even the islands in the ocean also affected. There is one island in the Chile. This is the name of a country, small island country, and that island become deserted. And due to what? Due to deforestation. It is alarming that this evergreen vegetation cover is reduced to almost 50% during last 100 years. The last few decades stand as the worst time for the destruction of equatorial rainforest at the rate of about 2 lakh kilometer per annum. You see, in the last 2 decades, that means in the last 10 years is 1 decade, right? So last 2 decades, in the destruction of the equatorial forest at the rate of about 2 lakh kilometer per annum. That means in a yearly 2 lakh kilometers of the forest are destructing, becoming deforestation. There was minor destruction in the evergreen forest of the Amazon basin near Brazil till 1970, but after 1975 there were unprecedented destruction. If it continues at this alarming rate, the environmentalists believe that the evergreen forest might be lost forever from the Earth's surface by 2020. So this is the 2020, and since two decades, the destruction is going on in this world, even in the Amazon basin also. That in Amazon, what is there? The forest of Amazon Amazon basins are evergreen forest. So if it continues, that means one day this evergreen forest will be disappear, vanish from this earth. Similarly, the mangrove forests along the coastal areas are also badly affected. The mangrove forests are also badly affected. Mangroves, these are in the coastal areas. These forests grown along the coastal areas play an important role in the maintaining the coastal natural ecology. The mangrove forest in the coast of Thailand, Indonesia, and the Sundarban Delta regions are gradually losing its sizes. It may be mentioned that the mangrove forest can protect the coastal environment and the human properties during the time of tsunami. So what happens? These mangrove forests are a type of wall. That means when a big disasters come, just like tsunamis, that means it protects the coastal environment, and it protects the human properties, those who are living in the coastal areas. At present, the deforestation is a global phenomenon, and as such, India is also an exception. The Himalayan mountainous region, the northeastern region, the western Ghat region, and the Ganga-Brahmaputra delta regions are now facing the problems of deforestation. Although these areas were rich in forest resources till that day, it has been revealed from the report published in 1999 by the Ministry of Forest Resources, Govt of India, that India had only 19.39% forest cover of the total land area, and out of the percentage of dense forest is only 11.48. So this is very alarmingly danger that India has got only 19.39% of forest cover of total land, and dense forest is only 11.48%. Fortunately, of late, it has been observed that the people are becoming aware of such a dreaded problem and coming forward to do something for afforestation. Different measures are also being taken by the United Nations. We see CHIPCO and the Silent Valley movements in India for afforestation. Besides, people are attracted to protect the forest through the programs of plantation during Van Mahotsav, World Environment Day, etc. So fortunately, what happened? Of late, the people came to know that if we destruct the forest like this, then we may fall in danger in our coming future. So that's why what happened? People became aware, and what happened? Some different measures were taken to start afforestation. Afforestation means what? The opposite of deforestation. That means starting planting trees and making forest again. we see Chitko and Silent Valley movements in India for afforestation. So these are a organization to maintain the afforestation in India. So this is a Chitko movement. Chitko movement, this is a group of people. They used to save the trees in the jungles. If somebody goes to the jungle and if they try to deforest the area, at that time what happens? What this Chipko movement do? They go and protect each and every trees in the jungle, and this is very successful in India. And Silent Valley movements. Chipko means what? Just stay attached. Stay attached means if somebody is going to cut a big tree, the people of the Chipko movement will attach with the tree, and the people cannot cut that tree. So like that, in India, many jungles were saved by the Chipko movement and by the Silent Valley movement and made afforestation. Besides, people are attracted to protect the forest through the programs of planting during Van Mahotsav, World Environment Day, you know very nicely, 5th June, that is. If something is done seriously against deforestation, we may again see large green vegetation over our planet Earth. So global warming, these are the causes. Deforestation, we have read about that if we destruct the forest, if we do not keep the balance, ecological balance, what happens? The deforestation occurs, and this is what number 2 is global warming. You have heard about the global warming very nicely, which is a global issue. Everybody knows this very nicely. In class 9 also you got this. I told you very nicely what are the global warming. Since its inception, the Earth has undergone different changes. The changes in the atmosphere have been one of the important changes that influence the natural environment and also man's activities. The biosphere has a close relationship with the atmosphere. It is observed that some significant changes took place in the atmosphere during the last geological age on the Earth. During Pleistocene age, the temperature in the atmosphere was decreased to such an extent that major portions of the Earth's surface was covered with thick layers of ice and snow. This is also known as ice age, and you have read about the ice age very nicely. You have seen in the movies, read in the story. During the ice age, glaciers became more active on most of the areas, and during the ice age, the glaciers became active more in some of the areas. Even the aquatic animals were affected due to the lowering of temperature in the seas and the oceans. Even the aquatic animals were also affected. Aquatic, that means what? The animals, those who live in the water, were also affected. But with the beginning of the Holocene age that continues since last 10,000 years, the temperature in the atmosphere gradually started rising. But again in the Holocene age, the temperature started rising. And due to this temperature rise, most of the areas which were ice covered became ice free except the ice cover on the high mountains and the falls. The melting of ice leads to the rise in the sea level to a considerable height. This phenomenon bears a great impact on lithosphere, hydrosphere and biosphere of the Earth. We know that there is a gradual increase of temperature from the surface towards the center of Earth The rate of increase is 3 degrees Celsius per 100 meters of descent. The temperature of the center of the earth is estimated to be 4500 degrees Celsius. The solar energy is principal source of heating of the atmosphere and the terrestrial surface. The solar energy, the sun. There is a balance of the heat in the atmosphere and the earth's surface caused by a balanced system of absorption and the radiation of solar energy. 30% of the total energy coming from the sun has been radiated back to the atmosphere from the earth's surface. 19% has been absorbed by the atmosphere, and the rest 51% has been absorbed by the earth's surface. Okay, you see, this is the balance of the heat in the atmosphere and the earth's surface caused by the balanced system of absorption and the radiation of solar energy. 30% of total energy coming from the sun has been radiated back to the atmosphere from the earth's surface. 19% has been absorbed by the atmosphere, and the rest 51% has been absorbed by the earth's surface. This 51% heat is being released to the atmosphere, and as the latent heat through the evaporation, the energy required by 1 gram of water to be transformed into gaseous state is 580 calorie. Again, to transform into the liquid state, water through condensation, 580 calorie of energy has been released to atmosphere. Thus, a heat balance is maintained on the earth and its atmosphere through absorption and the radiation of solar energy. The structure of the atmosphere, different gaseous matters within its structure of the earth's surface, distribution of water bodies, the vegetation cover are some of the important factors responsible for the maintenance of such a heat balance. So you see the sun heat, the solar energy. The 51% of the heat is being taken by the earth, and others are taken by other portions of the heat are taken by these different types of things on this earth. There are certain gases in the atmosphere which can absorb and retain the solar energy radiated from the earth's surface. Such major gases are carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, chlorofluorocarbons, water vapor, etc. Heating effect in the atmosphere is accelerated due to the absorption and the retention of the radiated energy by these gases. These gases are known as greenhouse gas, and these gases are known as greenhouse gas. And their effect has been termed as the greenhouse effect, I told you very nicely. I have shown you on the blackboard also by drawing what is this greenhouse effect, greenhouse gas. So it is interesting to note that these gases constitute only 0.1% of total gas contained in the atmosphere. These gases are in a fixed proportion and they maintain a balanced state of temperature on the Earth's surface. However, if this proportion is disturbed due to certain reasons, then the heat balance on the Earth's surface is also disturbed. That means if these two things, greenhouse gas and the greenhouse effects, are disturbed, that means the temperature, the balance, the heat of the sun is also disturbed. Among the environmental problems that we are facing today, the global warming has been the most. So among the environmental problems that we are facing today is what? The global warming is the most biggest problem in this world now. It is serious because the very existence of the living organisms on the earth is associated with such a problem. You see, day by day the sun heat is becoming higher and higher and higher and higher. So if it becomes higher and higher, and if it continues, then one day what happens? The living organisms cannot live on this earth. The trees will die away, rivers will dry up, oceans will dry up. What happens? That means a different type of problems will come out. Out of the greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide plays the most important role in the act of temperature increase in the atmosphere. The Industrial Revolution started in Europe, succeedingly gained importance in almost all the countries of the world, and this happens to be one of the major causes for escalation in the use of fossil fuel, leading to destruction of vegetation cover. So recently you have heard, perhaps you might have heard the news that in Australia a jungle, a forest fire broke out in Australia. Many means large areas of forest was caught fire. Many means trees burned down. Many animals died away. Many people ran away from that side. Means that is what a type of disease. Just after that, this pandemic COVID-19 outbreak came out. So these are the causes. Means. So you see in forest fire how the forest caught fire due to the heat of the sun, due to this effect of this greenhouse and the greenhouse effect. Okay, so we have to be keep these things in mind very nicely. That these are the problems actually. We have to be aware very much about these things. What is that? The atmosphere became enriched with a high proportion of carbon dioxide due to the indiscriminate test of the fossil fuel by the vehicles and the different industrial units. So the problem of the high proportion of carbon dioxide contains in the atmosphere attains such a state that there is no alternative but to think seriously about the probable remedies. That means what it is saying, if we do not keep any vegetation cover, that means if we do not keep forest cover, one day what happens? We will face a problem in having carbon dioxide gases. Okay, and that is one of the very serious problem, and we have to be keep a probable remedies to solve all these things. The other source of increase of the greenhouse gases in the atmosphere is the volcanic activity. All these factors are seen to be responsible for about 30% increase of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere during the last 150 years. If it continues with this rate, the carbon dioxide continues maybe doubled in every 50 years. Along with carbon dioxide, the other greenhouse gases are also on the increase due to different activities of the human population, resulting in increase of global temperature. So we have to be take it very seriously. Increasing of carbon dioxide means what? Not getting oxygen. Not getting oxygen means what? We are dying. So why should we die? We have to be made a afforestation. We have to be keep a balance in the ecologically. Okay. So you see, presently the environmental scientists have become concerned with information regarding the increase of global temperature. The USA experienced with the highest record of the temperature in June, and the USA experienced the highest record of the temperature in June. The 1998 since last 100 years, India also experienced a temperature as a high as 46.5 degrees Celsius. In the year of 1998, India also experienced a temperature of high as 46.5 degrees Celsius. It is very, very, very high temperature. We cannot stay in the sun. We cannot stay in the sun. Sun heat will burn us. Such a hotness. In 1998, and it is considered to be the highest recorded temperature in the New Delhi since last 50 years. Now, after rigorous investigation and scientific analysis, the scientists have come to opinion that the global increase of temperature is presently estimated to be 0.6 degrees Celsius since last 100 years. If it goes like this, it may be raised to even 5.8 degrees Celsius to the end of this century. This increase of temperature over the entire Earth's surface due to different factors has been termed as the global warming. So this is the global warming. Got that? Okay. The effect of global warming would be the multidimensional dimensional as stated by the scientists. It would bring drastic changes into the every nature of the climate, and the impact would obviously fall on man, their activities, and on all the living organisms on Earth. So what happens? The effect of global warming will obviously fall on man and the living organisms that live on this Earth. The first and the foremost effect would be the melting action of thick layers of ice stored for millions of years in the two poles. So two poles, that is two poles. I have told you the poles, North Pole, South Pole. Okay, so in that poles there are millions of millions of ice are there. Since millions years ago, there are lots of ice. And what happens? Global warming. If global warming continues, the ice will melt down, and they will go to the ocean. The level of the ocean will rise up, and water will starting overflowing to the rivers, and rivers will give us what? Sweet offer, and the name of that sweet offer is what? Flood. Okay, there may be a big flood, a small flood, okay, but flood, and that is what obviously affecting on man, human beings on this earth, including all the living organisms. It is estimated that the increase of global temperature even up to 2 degrees to 3 degrees Celsius would result in the large-scale ice melting in the poles, causing rise in the sea level. The rise in the sea level up to a height of even 1 meter would cause submerging of 5 million kilometer landmass of the coastal areas under seawater. Okay. 1 meter of ice melting in the poles, that means what? Causing the sea level, cause such submerging of 1 meter, yes, 1 meter of ice melting in the poles means what? 5 million kilometer is submerged, will be submerged by the water. You see, this is such a unbelievable to hear, but it is true. It will become true. Many oceanic islands, deltas and the coral islands would be mostly affected. For example, the South Pacific coral islands of Tuvalu, Maldives in the Indian Ocean, Marshall Islands in the Pacific, Sundarban Delta along the coast of Bay of Bengal are already being affected by the rise in sea level. The height of some of these islands is not more than 1 meter from the sea surface. Excuse me. कदा है? Okay, thank you very much, guys. We will continue tomorrow. Study hard. Check your books. Check your syllabus. Don't take it easy. Thank you. Have a good day. Stay safe.